Mikel, hello.
Hello.
Today we're going to stand up, celebrate the start of the new season. Nice balloon.
Well done.
It's worth celebrating.
Very good.
I've got a little first question in the form of a new season poem.
Okay, go on.
I'll move that in case the camera can't see. So, it's a nice Arsenal card as well, by the way.
Very good.
Arsenal are red, United are too. It's Sky's biggest Premier League season ever. We're excited. Are you?
I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's been a really productive pre-season. We made such an evolution in the squad as well, and we're ready to go.
Is the excitement also linked with the fact you've gone early in the market, you're bringing 6 quality players all over the pitch, injury-wise as well? You would hope so anyway, but looking fairly clear apart from Gabriel Jesus. Is that all part of it, the mood in the place?
Especially the mood on the place, the energy around it, the enthusiasm that the boys, the staff came from day one, and that will to do better, to keep improving as a team and to win. And that's what it drives my energy, and that's why I'm so excited.
I guess Leo Truss was the only doubt from last weekend, has he?
Yeah, I think he's much better. I think he will be able to train again tomorrow, and if that's the case, he will be fit.
Of course, there's still a couple of weeks just over to go in the window. I'm not going to ask you, maybe others will, whether you're planning to bring anybody else in, but is the main emphasis now potentially on trying to get a few out?
Well, now I leave that to Andre and the club. My main focus is just about performing, is preparing the games in the best possible way and win, because now we start the season. Okay, it's been a long off-season, pre-season with the markets and being so active on it, and I leave it to them.
We're celebrating the start of the Premier League season, but it's a tough start for Arsenal, isn't it? I need to tell you what games are coming up. It's from, Liverpool in before the international break, then Man City and Newcastle, Forest.
We need to play each other. We need to play it at some point, and we start at an incredible stadium with so much history and a beautiful way to start the season. And we will go game by game and make the best preparations and then perform to earn the right to win the game.
Where you are though, at the end of that run of games, will that say a lot about the potential for winning the title?
Yes, especially the consistency that we showed in the last 3 years, and now the margins, we know how small they are. We know that the competition as well has increased the level with recruitment, with another year together, and we're going to have to do the same.
How many teams this season can realistically compete for and maybe win the Premier League?
A lot, too many in this league, and it's getting stronger and stronger. And there are teams probably that maybe you don't put them on a piece of paper right now, but suddenly they will surprise everybody. I mean, the squads, the quality of the managers, the structure they have within the clubs, they are so strong that it's going to be very difficult.
Old Trafford on Sunday, always a great game.
Yeah.
Manchester United, Arsenal, Manchester United. What do you expect from United this season? Do you expect them to be better than last season?
And they will be different as well, and the manager will have more time with them. They have a pre-season. They made some really good signings as well, like anybody else. I think they strengthen and they will be better than last year, like the rest of the teams.
2 goal scorers, new goal scorers in opposite teams. They've got Šeško, you've got Gyökeres. In a different world, it might have been them coming face to face, but for different teams. What made you, in the end, go for Gyökeres ahead of Šeško?
I can just talk about Victor and how happy we are to have him. I think he's going to have a tremendous impact in the team. His adaptation has been very, very good, and we're really happy to have him.
And got off to a great start.
Yeah.
Just a final thought. Tony Adams is obviously a bit of a hero at Arsenal. Has been saying that he believes that with Martin as your captain, you won't win the Premier League, but Declan should be the captain. Obviously, that's his opinion. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my opinion is clear, and it's not just my opinion, it's all the staff and especially the players. I asked them to vote the captain, and I got the results yesterday, and by a mile, but a big 100 miles, everybody choosing the same person, which is Martin Odegaard, which is the most clear sign that you can have, is how they feel about who has to be their captains to defend, improve, and win the matches that we want to win. So I think there's no question about that.
Well, that says it all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Go to Niv from the Premier League.
Hi.
First of all,
Thank you.
You've been the Arsenal manager for nearly 6 years. It feels in terms of transfers, perhaps that summer 2025 has been the most satisfying you had. How did you feel as a manager that the club supported you this summer?
Yeah, well, it's not supporting me, of course, but supported the team, supported the vision, the idea, and especially the ambition, and the level that we are playing, the competition we have, and what we are expected to do. So we have to improve the squad, we have to improve the quality of and the depth of that squad, and we certainly we've done in a really great way.
Victor Gyökeres, he had a wonderful season last season in all competitions. If you look at the Portuguese league, it's a great league, but there is a gap between the Portuguese league and the Premier League. How yourself, your coaching staff, and Victor's teammates are hoping to support him to get the best version of him as an Arsenal player?
Well, we're going to do everything. First of all, understanding the player and exposing the player to the conditions that he can fulfill his incredible potential. And then that's going to be the key. And the good thing is that there have been many players, many strikers, they have come from different leagues, they have come to the Premier League and be successful. And it's for us creating the right context for Victor to do what he does the best, which is to score goals. Man
United against Arsenal, that's one of the greatest rivalries in the Premier League. And as a player, as a manager, experienced many times. Share with us, please, one memory that stands out the most.
Well, it's a lot. It's some great memories. It's history, you know. It's the clashes when I was younger as well, and there were some massive characters as well playing for both teams, and it created something different in those games. And now it is different, but still it's going to be super intense and very exciting.
Ian Tortor?
Hi Mikel, how are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
Are you as excited at the beginning of this season as you have been every other season as either a player or a manager?
I think it gets you more and more excited, and the more I spend time with the players and the staff, the more reason they give me to come every single day with a big smile on my face, with a lot of energy. I'm very enthusiastic about what we do. I feel very, very privileged.
The difficult start has already been mentioned to you. You could play that two ways. One is difficult, let's get the games out of the way. The other is a positive way, in that if you come through this and you play really well and get good results, you're in a much better position than others who have those difficult matches somewhere down the road. I guess, having known you for a while, that's the view you're going to take?
100%, and it's a big opportunity now to go to Old Trafford on day one and go there, play the way we want to play and win the game. And that's the focus, and the energy is just on that.
You've always said in the past as well that no one puts more pressure on you than yourself. But do you feel, after having come close 3 times now, knocking on the door of the title, that this season really is the most pressure on you and your team?
Yeah, you keep digging, and you have to be digging because one day the gold is going to be there, you know, and that's all the time. When I've been tough, when I've been educated, and that's it. For 3 seasons, we have more points than any other team in this league, which is incredible. So that's all about the consistency. Now we have to do it in a season to earn 1 more point, or the same amount of points and more goals difference than any other team. That's the objective.
Last one. A lot of people are going to say to you, ask you questions about Gyökeres and about Zubimendi and about Madueke and all the players you brought in. But it strikes me that this is one of the clubs in particular now which still holds values of the youth team and coming through academies and playing players if they're good enough that you've brought through. We saw it last season with Lewis Skelly. Reneri signed a new contract in the summer. And I think everyone would have been excited about Max Dowman, having seen him during pre-season. Just explain again what it means to this club to have those young players available to you and the courage that you have to play them.
Well, that shows the great work that has been done in the academy throughout the years, especially because those players have come to the first team and performed at the highest level without any professional experience. And that's a very different cases to any other player that in big clubs they've been playing at 17, 18, 19, 20 with many other experiences before that, whether it's loans or playing at different teams. So that shows again what the academy has done, the preparation of these boys, the maturity of these boys, and as well the quality that we have in the squad to support the young players to feel so comfortable immediately to perform at the highest level. So it's a compliment for everybody at the club. Thank you.
Alex from BBC.
Hi Mikel.
Hi.
We saw Victor Gyökeres play the 2 games at the Emirates. You could see the understanding increased over that time, but he didn't have too much team training before he joined. Is he fit and ready to start at Old Trafford? Yeah, he's getting better and better every day. He's normally a really fit player. It's true that he hasn't trained so much with us. He has those 2 moments in games when he's participated, and the feeling was very good. So let's see what we do on Sunday. And through this pre-season, it seems as though if there's been any minor feeling of a player, you've taken them out, like Kai Havertz and Ricardo Calafiori, to go against any injury issues. Last year, availability was an issue for you. Have you had to manage differently or think about it going into this season?
Well, especially because those two cases were players that they were coming from long-term injuries, so we have to be very cautious throughout pre-season, especially when you start to travel abroad and there are so many conditions that change for those players. And yeah, we have more players, more balance as well in terms of availability. We have improved that in relation to the individual qualities of players as well, and it's going to be key to maintain them for as long as we possibly can, fit, available at their best.
And another new signing, Martin Zubimendi, how is he going? Is he available for Sunday as well?
Yes, he had a great integration, as everybody can witness immediately, a very big impact in the team, and really happy, and he will be fit.
James, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
There's a lot of excitement about Victor Gyökeres, obviously a new signing, but Kai Havertz has had a really strong pre-season period as well. Do you see it as a kind of straight fight between those two players for that number 9 position? And if so, is that something you've had to speak to Kai about? And how do you intend to manage that across the season?
Well, it's always, we're going to play with 11 players. There are going to be some players on the bench, they're going to be used, some others that they cannot be used, some players that we're going to have to leave in the stand. That's the level, that's the next level that we're going to face, something that probably we haven't faced before. And then I heard a lot that you have 2 players per position, or we have 3 and 4, because there are players that can play in different positions as well. So it's going to be about earning the right to play, to compete, and when you don't have the chance to do that, to cooperate with the right way with any teammate to improve the level. And it's going to happen to all of them, because the season is going to be so demanding that the first week are going to be a little bit different, but the moment we start to play 3 times a week, it's going to flow in a really natural way.
And you mentioned Ethan Reneri, I think it was mentioned earlier, he signed a new contract. Are you happy that with Ethan, with Martin, with Mikel Merino, maybe with Kai, you have enough now in that kind of attacking midfield part?
Yeah, I think we have great versatility, very different qualities in relation to the opposition as well. We can manipulate that and have some great cohesion within those units, so very happy with that. Yeah.
Tom, Football London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
When we last spoke during the Premier League context, we were sitting in that room at St Mary's, and you talked about how you're going to go away and reflect. I'm kind of curious with what you're willing to share. What reflections did you take, and what have you learned going into this new season?
Well, a lot, obviously. It's a long list of things. First of all, with the amount of situation we have to deal with it, I think the team showed an incredible capacity to adapt and win a lot of matches in a very different context. Something that is not common, and I revised that in the last Premier League for 20 years. And what happened after that, how we have to evolve as well, the squad, the individuals, certain roles have changed, and it's the moment to move away from that. And then what is the real deal? What are the things that we have to continue to do or do better to give us the best possible chance to win the major trophies? And that's clear.
You used the word evolve there, and against Athletic Club in the friendly in the midfield, I noticed a particular evolution in the way in which Declan Rice and Zubimendi were kind of moving around that middle third. Do you see that midfield evolution being perhaps the most key to Arsenal taking that next step forward?
Well, there are a few in relation to the players that we have and their qualities. Now we have probably elements and possibilities that we never had before, and some others that will emerge naturally that probably they are not in the book. So that's a really good weapon to have.
Okay, last year in the live section, James from CBS.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Circling back around to the captaincy question, you mentioned that there's a vote. Is that something, just practically, is that something that happens every season, and within that, are there vice captains selected?
Especially because we change a lot, and we change all the leadership group, because a lot of the players that were there now, they are gone. So we need to reestablish that, and because it gives you so much information, really how they feel about themselves and how they see as their leader and how they see the people that can join that leadership group. So it was really interesting to analyze all the data and to gather information.
Obviously, Tony Adams is going to have a very particular view and a particular experience of what a captain is, and maybe his style of leadership is quite different to Martin's. But is it, and do you kind of see, what captaincy qualities do you see in Martin?
Yeah, we all see it different, and we're going to talk about leadership and the kind of leaders. We can be here for hours. So at the end, what it matters the most is how these guys feel about who needs to lead them, how they feel comfortable, who is going to push them, who is going to give them support when it's happening. Basically, who do you want to represent the club and the team when we go out there and face any opposition? That's the key.
James, yes,
Hi, Mikel. There's been a few tweaks to the rules again something that kind of caught you out a little bit last season, or you're on the wrong end of the way that that was implemented? What do you do? Can you do anything to guard against that this time?
Yeah, he was very particular, and he only lasts for a few weeks, and we were really punished for those few weeks, but hopefully it won't happen again. I think they've been very clear. We have very good meetings with the referees when we came here, when in the managers meeting as well, so I think it's very clear what to expect, and wish everybody the best. I think we're going to need the best of all of us, and to have the best Premier League ever, which I think is going to happen, and hopefully we're going to come on top of that.
Are you confident then those rules will be implemented more consistently, not just across the teams, but also throughout the whole season?
And I think, and a lot of the data says that there have been many improvements as well in the last year or two, and we need to reinforce that message and trust that process and support it.
Notable absences, transfer clues, and a curious missing name, behind the scenes of Arsenal's Media Day. As the Premier League season draws near, Arsenal players are ticking off all the usual pre-season duties, from filming promo clips for broadcasters to snapping photos for graphics like matchday lineups. But beyond the glossy images and fresh kits, Media Day often reveals more than just smiles and celebrations. It gives fans a sneak peek into what's really going on behind the scenes. Who's in and who's out? Clues from Arsenal's Media Day. The club set up a sleek backdrop with Arsenal-themed designs to bring some flair to the shoot. And while not all visuals have been released yet, we've already spotted a few interesting details, including surprise appearances from players rumored to be on the way out, and a few curious omissions that raise eyebrows. Among those featured were several names heavily linked with potential exits: Fabio Vieira, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Karl Hein, Oleksandr Zinchenko, and Rice Nelson. Their inclusion doesn't confirm they're staying, but it suggests decisions haven't been finalized. Even Leandro Trossard, despite ongoing speculation, was present, though it's understood the club is discussing a potential contract renewal. Should any of these players depart in the coming weeks, Arsenal may need a quick turnaround media shoot for any last-minute arrivals to fit them into broadcast materials. Enter Victor Gyökeres, who made his Media Day debut, clearly enjoying the spotlight and embracing his new role. Where's Martin Zubamendi? One absence that stood out was Martin Zubamendi. Nearly every senior player was present, except the Spanish midfielder. He played without any issues in the recent friendly against Athletic Club, so his no-show isn't due to injury. It's possible he was ill, or simply missed the shoot for another reason. Football de London has reached out to the club for comment and will update once there's more clarity. Young duo missing, but with good reason. Two of Arsenal's standout academy prospects this summer, Max Daumann and Marley Salmon, were notably absent. Both just 15 years old, they impressed in pre-season, especially Daumann, who could even make the squad for the opener against Manchester United. Because Daumann turned 16 during the season, he's eligible to feature in the Premier League, similar to Ethan Nwanery's historic debut at just 15. Their absence likely comes down to age-related protocol rather than any reflection on their future involvement, so don't be surprised to see their names popping up in Cup squads soon. Final thoughts. While Media Day is mainly a PR event, it often provides subtle hints about what's to come. With the transfer window still open, Arsenal's squad could look quite different by September, and these early signs are worth watching. Whether it's surprise exits, fresh faces, or rising stars, Arsenal's season promises drama from day one. Media Day revelations. A new chapter unfolds. Just days after Arsenal's Media Day, the real story behind the images is starting to come into focus. Beyond the posed photos and carefully edited clips, the event has offered insight into Arsenal's ambitions, uncertainties, and shifting dynamics ahead of the new Premier League season. Fresh faces, new energy. One of the standout additions this summer is striker Victor Gyökeres. He made an immediate impact at Media Day, fully embracing his new role and even choosing the iconic number 14 shirt. His presence signals Arsenal's intent to refresh their attack with power, directness, and renewed hunger for goals. Another new signing, midfielder Martin Zubamendi, has not yet been officially introduced through club media, and his absence from Media Day only fueled speculation. However, all indications suggest that this is part of a carefully managed rollout rather than any setback or delay. Also present was Noni Madueke, a dynamic winger who joined Arsenal to add speed, flair, and competition out wide. His involvement in Media Day confirmed that he is not here to ease into the squad, He's here to fight for a starting place. The transfer puzzle. Several players who participated in Media Day could still be heading for the exit before the window closes. Fabio Vieira, Albert Sambi-Lokonga, Rice Nelson, Karl Hein, and Alexander Zinchenko have all been linked with potential moves. Whether permanent or loan deals, these exits would create space in the squad, and more importantly, flexibility in Arsenal's financial strategy for potential last-minute signings. Eberechi remains a major target. Arsenal's interest in the Crystal Palace playmaker is serious, and an agreement is reportedly close. However, any incoming move depends on outgoings being finalized in time, adding another layer of urgency to the club's remaining transfer business. Tactical and emotional adjustments. This season isn't just about new signings, it's also about reconnecting with fans and re-energizing the Emirates. One subtle but symbolic change made this summer was the removal of the tunnel cover at the stadium. Now players walk out fully exposed to the stands, enhancing the pre-match energy and reconnecting the squad with supporters in a more visceral way. Internally, there are emotional battles being fought as well. Zinchenko recently opened up about the personal struggles he endured last season, calling it the worst of his career. His honesty and vulnerability have earned him respect, even as uncertainty surrounds his future. The Martinelli question. Gabriel Martinelli finds himself at a crossroads. Once a guaranteed starter, his role is now under scrutiny following a dip in form. With Maduk arriving and other attackers pushing for minutes, Martinelli will need to rediscover his sharpness to secure his place in the 11. His goal record remains impressive, but competition is fiercer than ever. Youth prospects continue to rise. Though absent from Media Day due to their age, Max Dauman and Marley Salmon have impressed during pre-season. Both are just 15 years old, but they've shown maturity beyond their years. Dauman, in particular, is expected to be available for selection soon, and could even be included in the squad to face Manchester United in the opening match of the season. Ethan Nwaneri, now under a new long-term contract, remains another young gem Arsenal are nurturing carefully. His path to the first team looks increasingly clear, and he could feature more prominently in cup competitions. Looking ahead. With the Premier League kickoff just days away, Arsenal's story is far from finished. The squad could still change dramatically in the final stretch of the transfer window. Media Day provided a polished surface, but underneath it, a season of transformation, ambition, and high emotional stakes is quietly taking shape. From high-profile arrivals to emotional revelations and youth breakthroughs, Arsenal is preparing for a campaign that could define the next chapter of the club's identity. Fans won't have to wait long to see it all unfold. Mikel Arteta has already made key tactical tweaks ahead of Arsenal's clash with Man United. With just days to go before Arsenal face Manchester United at Old Trafford, Mikel Arteta has already started making smart tactical adjustments that could prove decisive. While Arsenal's fixture list may look tricky on paper, a strong showing in the opening 6 games could put them in the perfect position to mount a serious title challenge. One of the biggest talking points heading into the new season has been the left flank. There's still hope within the club that Arsenal could dip back into the market to strengthen that side, especially with question marks hanging over Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli. Their form, consistency, and overall impact have come under scrutiny, and should either depart, it could open the door to a significant signing. However, it's becoming clear that the issues on the left side go beyond individual performances. Ahead of the 3-0 win against Athletic Club, Football London suggested a tactical shift that might unlock more balance on the pitch, and it seems Arteta listened. One notable change was moving Martin Odegaard into a more central position. The result? A brilliant pass that found Martinelli making a diagonal run, which in turn created space for Bukayo Saka. It was a clear signal that Arteta is rethinking his midfield structure for the season ahead. Another exciting development was the fluid positioning of Zubimendi and Declan Rice, who at times swapped sides. This allowed the Spanish playmaker to support the left wing more directly, something Arsenal had been lacking. The added unpredictability in their attacking movements gave the Gunners a new dimension, something that could make all the difference in tight matches. So far this pre-season, fans haven't seen too much of what could be considered Arsenal's best 11, but Saturday's win gave us the clearest picture yet. While some roles remain up for grabs, one thing is certain: the new midfield dynamics, particularly with Zubimendi and Rice, have made the left side a real threat again. Late in the match, Noni Maduk came off the bench and made an instant impact, delivering a pinpoint cross for Victor Gyökeres, who struck the post in what would have been his second goal of the game. As Arsenal head to Manchester on Sunday, All eyes will be on whether these tactical adjustments truly pay off. If they do, Arteta's men might just have found the extra gear they need to reach the Premier League summit. Arteta's tactical shift could define Arsenal's season. As Arsenal prepare to face Manchester United at Old Trafford, Mikel Arteta's recent tactical changes are beginning to reshape the narrative around the club's ambitions this season. The adjustments, subtle yet significant, may be exactly what Arsenal need to compete at the highest level and stay in the title race. Balancing style with steel. Arteta has made it clear that tactical intelligence must be paired with physical and mental resilience. His emphasis on emotional control, intensity, and physical readiness reflects a manager who understands the demands of a grueling 11-month campaign. For Arsenal, success won't come just from playing attractive football. It will come from grit, consistency, and adaptability. A stronger, deeper squad. The club has invested heavily this summer, bringing in names like Victor Gyökeres, Noni Madueke, Martin Zubimendi, and Christian Norgard. These additions weren't just made to deepen the squad. They were brought in to compete immediately and raise the overall quality on the pitch. With this new depth, Arsenal are better equipped to rotate, respond to injuries, and maintain performance levels across multiple competitions. The left flank under the microscope. The left side of Arsenal's attack has long been a concern, and while both Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard have shown flashes of quality, questions about their consistency remain. Arteta's recent tactical reshuffle, particularly moving Martin Odegaard more centrally and encouraging Zubimendi to provide support on the left, appears to be aimed at unlocking that side of the pitch. The early signs are positive. The team looked more dynamic and less predictable, and Martinelli found more space to operate effectively. A defining season for Martinelli. Martinelli's situation is particularly delicate. A fan favorite for much of his Arsenal career, he now finds himself under pressure to perform at a higher level. Although he remains a key part of Arteta's plans, increased competition and tactical changes mean he can no longer take his place for granted. If he can rediscover his best form, he could be pivotal. But if his performances remain inconsistent, others are ready to step in. Creative firepower incoming? Reports suggest that Arsenal are also close to securing the signing of Eberechi, a move that would further enhance their creative options, particularly in tight games where unlocking low blocks becomes crucial. Eze's flair and ability to carry the ball through midfield would offer a new dimension and reduce the creative burden currently resting on Odegaard. What's next? As Arsenal step onto the pitch at Old Trafford, the big question is whether these tactical changes will translate into tangible results. If the reshaped midfield and improved squad balance click into place, Arsenal may finally have the depth, discipline, and unpredictability needed to push for the Premier League title. This is more than just another season. It's a test of whether this iteration of Arteta's Arsenal can finally take that next decisive step. All the pieces are there. Now it's about putting them together at the right time.